Hey guys, so today we are going to be breaking down the blue Pan ZENKAI Awakening as well as some equipment we've gotten this week as part of this week's update. So they announced Pan ZENKAI yesterday on Twitter. I'm assuming that this is some kind of indication that this means at least the first part of Legends Festival probably has something to do with GT, considering we also just got the free-to-play Super 17 alongside this Pan pretty much. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now, this is a character that they are definitely going to have to essentially create from scratch, because this character is a day one launch character. This is what her kit is. This is it right here. Those are her unique abilities. This is her main ability. Like, this is pretty much going to be a brand new unit is what we're looking at here. So let's go ahead and display max stats with the ZENKAI stuff. So remember, she is a support type character, so I do expect her to have a little bit lower stats than we normally would expect from the typical ZENKAI Awakened character, but let's just see here. So yeah, exactly, 274,000 to main offensive stat. I mean, it's not like actually like mind-breakingly bad, but it's not good. Defense is at 179, not exactly the greatest. Yeah, these stats aren't too stellar, I would say, but yeah, it's fine, whatever. We'll see what she does here. So she is on GT Girls, Sun Family, and Hybrids. I don't really think they're going to be pushing Hybrids as much with this character specifically. I am expecting her to be buffing Blue GT with her ZENKAI ability, because obviously I think they are pushing GT with Super 17 and now Pan, so I do expect her to be buffing Blue GT. I don't think Girls would be getting the ZENKAI buff. I think Girls is just like not a team that they want to be pushing that much. Sun Family, I guess it's possible that she could be buffing Blue Sun Family, but the main problem is her Z ability is just not great, right? She's giving Z ability Girls or Sun Family strike attack by 28%. Like, in this day and age, you got to be giving two stats. So unfortunately, that's just not going to cut it right now. All right, so normal strike, normal blast. The blue card is Maiden Blast, major impact damage, 20% to strike damage received for 20 counts. Very typical, non-special at all. The green card is the Dancing Para Para. 30 keys, good. Again, you always want to have key on stop time green cards. Restores allies other than this character's health by 10%. 30% strike damage inflicted for 30 counts, and shortens ally sub count by 2. It's actually not bad. She's healing, getting key back, reducing sub count, and buffing her strike damage. And 30 counts is a decent amount of time for that buff as well. This is actually a really good green card. I'll take this for sure. Nice. All right, so main ability is draws a green card next. So we already know that's very good because the green card effect is good, as well as the fact that this basically guarantees you a double stop time. Main ability into a stop time green card that gives you key is very strong. Gives you a Dragon Ball. Wow, okay. Reduces enemy key by 50, -1 arch card draw speed for 20 counts, and then -50% to key recovery for 30 counts. It's actually a pretty decent main ability. I mean, it's not like, you know, it's a support character. You're not really going to expect her to be getting like, oh my god, 100% damage, like all these ridiculous buffs. Like, this is probably fine for a support character's main ability. Getting a Dragon Ball is pretty good. Drawing a green card, which could have another Dragon Ball on it, really, right? So I'll take this. All right, ZENKAI ability is... oh, it is Sun Family. Huh. Really? Okay. I mean, so I thought it was going to be GT based off of the fact that it seems like they're pushing the tag, right? The last two new sparking characters we've received have been GT, which is almost an anomaly in this game. We almost never get back-to-back GT characters. But the thing with Pan is, like I've mentioned, she doesn't buff GT with her Z ability. So technically, her buffing Sun Family with the ZENKAI ability is actually better, because she's going to be able to give Sun Family a buff with her Z ability and her ZENKAI ability. So now, if there's a blue Sun Family character that comes out, you can give the character 68% strike attack just from Pan. So that's probably the reason why they did this. But I just think GT needs help way more than Sun Family does. All right, unique abilities. Talents in the Blood. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. 40% damage, card draw speed. Off to a really solid start there. Applies the following effects to self from battle start for 80 counts. Reduces damage received by 20%. And then 40% to Q recovery. That's a solid first unique ability. I'll take that. Okay. Pan's Gambit. 30% damage inflicted by allies for battle start for 25 counts. So remember, this does include herself. Because she is technically an ally. It says by allies, right? So this is going to include herself. So basically, start of the fight, she's getting 70% damage inflicted and card draw speed. Nice. And then applies the following effects to allies once 25 timer counts have elapsed. So once this buff runs out, she still gives 10% damage inflicted, and now she's also giving 15% to Q recovery as well. All right. I mean, I don't know if 15% is going to really make that big of a difference, but for herself, remember, she's getting 40% Q recovery. So in this little time frame of between, what is this? Between 25 and 80 counts elapsing in battle, she'll have, what is this, 55% Q recovery? Okay, it's not bad. Cheerful Girl's action. Following effects occur when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanish step. Draws a strike card, 30% strike damage inflicted, and then plus 20% of damage received for 15 counts to all enemies. I wouldn't really call this a strong... I wouldn't really call this exactly a strong unique ability. Basically a unique ability that is going to reward you for perfect vanishing, right? That's what this is. So she'll be a strong perfect vanish character, I guess, but I am not really a huge fan of this. And then Grandpa's Old Tricks as the final unique ability. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 20... Oh, wait, hold on. This is interesting. 20 key, 50% damage, 30% reduced damage received. So just off of that alone, because she's starting with 40% damage, she's getting 50. So she's starting with 90 plus this 30. So she's basically starting the match with 120% damage inflicted. Okay. And then 30% damage received there, 20% reduced damage received there for the first 80 counts. So she has 50% reduced damage received with these stats. I feel like she'll be able to actually tank decently well. I don't think she's going to be eating full combos, but she should be able to, at least competently tank a few hits from the best characters. The following effects occur when this character is defeated. Restores all health by 20%, 15% of damage inflicted by allies, and then reduce enemies' Dragon Balls by 2. Actually, a very strong death buff mechanic. We know how powerful the Dragon Ball destruction on death is from the purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, right? That character was used forever after he released. Like, Mono Purple used him just up until, recently. So, the heal plus the damage, and then also that on top of there, that's a pretty powerful effect. So, this Pan's actually looking pretty decent. I'm actually pretty excited to see how well she does perform here. So, that's pretty good. All right, and then I think in terms of other stuff, we just have equipment here. Let's go here, and then let's go to archive. So, what do we got? We should have a few new equipment, I think. Do we? Maybe we don't. Maybe we only have the weekend equipment. Let's see. Nothing there. Yeah, I actually didn't even farm this Broly one yet. I will, though. So we have this one over here. This is, actually, this was a decent equipment when it came out. It was GT only, I'm pretty sure. This Super Saiyan 4 Goku one. Let's see what this is once it decides to load. I don't know why it always takes so long for the equipment to load sometimes. But if they start this, like the GT ramp up with this equipment, this could be a nice start here. So GT, special move damage by 10%, Q recovery by 13%, strike damage, or strike defense by 13%, and then strike attack by up to 38%. That is a really good equip. That is a really good equip. Wow. You know what would have made this even a little better? I feel like we're at a point right now where you just add HP to equipment, and that's how you make them better. If this equip had like 5% HP in slot 1, this would be like one of the best equipments in the game. This is already insanely good, but if you are trying to essentially rebuild a team from scratch, like how GT, the position that GT is in right now, I think you got to do stuff like that. Like you got to give them like just over the top equipment. Like Give this 5% HP in the first slot, and all of a sudden, this team is actually getting a massive buff from this. I think the team is already getting a massive buff from this because this is pretty crazy. 10% special move damage, 30% strike attack, key recovery, and strike defense. I personally, I would have liked to see one more sort of like defensive stat added in here, and I think HP would have been perfect. Not like, I'm not asking for like 12% HP, like just 5%. Just a little added bonus in there, I think would have made this like a nice stepping stone to getting GT back on track, especially if they actually are going to give us some new characters, like hype characters that are GT related coming up soon, which I think there's a nice possibility they do that. But in terms of the stuff we're getting this week, I believe that is it. Actually, there also is a full power battle, I think, which is how we get the final Z power we need for the free-to-play Super 17. Yeah, it's versus this GT Goku, and then of course we have the Battle Gauntlet versus Pan here, so I will also probably be doing a follow-up showcase for the Super 17, showing him off at 14 stars, because I do think he's probably a staple on GT. Like, honestly, the GT team that I'm building for Pan, I'm probably not going to use Super 17 because Super 17 I don't think really helps Pan out that much, and the showcase is going to be about Pan, right? Just about spotlighting and showcasing the showcase character. But if you're building like an actual competitive team that you want to use GT with, I would probably say Super 17 is probably in the discussion for being a core character because of just how outdated the team is right now. But Super 17 is actually a pretty decent unit. But other than that, that should be it for all we're expecting to get this week. Actually, no, there actually is one other thing to discuss here. I forgot about this. I'm glad I remember this at the last second. They did bring back the Ultra Vegito banner, the Ultra Rising Super Vegito banner. I am telling you guys right now, it is not worth this. It is not worth summoning on this. If you guys remember Legends Festival last year, they did have 3 times Z power and 30% sparking rates. There's a possibility that the Legends Festival does begin next week, and especially because of them bringing this banner back right now, I think the chances of that are even higher now. I'm not saying they're definitely going to have the 30% Z power and the 3 times rates back this year. It might have only been a one-time thing, but at the very least, it'll be 2 times rates, 2 times Z power, and I'm telling you right now, you guys might get upset about this, and probably rightfully so, but it's just because of the ridiculous power creep in this game. I would not be surprised if every single main Legends Festival character made this Ultra Super Vegito look like a EX character. Look at what they did with Cooler, right? This is like, we're talking about the biggest celebration of the year in Legends Festival. Think about Legends Festival last year. Think about the changes that Legends Festival last year brought to the game. Goku and Vegeta, Blue Trunks, and then Ultra Gogeta. They pretty much stomped everything that was in the game up until that point. I would not be surprised if the same thing happened this year where, you know, Ultra Super Vegito and, you know, Ultra Gogeta still, you know, strongly in the top 5 probably in the game. Same thing with like the androids and stuff like that. I would not be surprised if next week we get reveals and stuff, and it's like, I don't know, let's just say it's a tag Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, and they just make this Super Vegeta look like fodder. It's possible. Like, the power creep has been ridiculous. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I wouldn't do that. If I was the one in charge of this and I was, you know, handling how they did power creep and how they designed these characters, this would not be the design path I went down, but that's the trend here in this game. So just letting you guys know ahead of time. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think of this week's update. Next week's going to be the big one, so we are all waiting patiently and seeing what they release. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.